Hello listeners of Tezu. Welcome to the BAL JAGAT program by the young readers of Bamboosa Library. They are from TCM Government UP School, Police Welfare School and the Kendriya Vidyalaya Tezu. I am Nishanlu Kri from the Lohit Youth Libraries and with me is Banika conducting this program on the occasion of the National Reading Day. So listeners, let's welcome Bamboosa Library readers. Today is National Reading Day, the day to remember and go back to our favorite books and pay respects to our favorite authors. Here is Banika telling us about the day.
Today, 19 June, is marked as National Reading Day on the remembrance of a highly successful librarian and library activist P.N. Banika for his huge contribution in promoting reading and public libraries. He emphasized the importance and access of books as the major drive to the development and progress of an individual and whole society. Under his guidance, a large number of libraries came up in Kerala. His contribution has created profound impact on the library movement, which still persists. He persuaded the Kerala government to support small rural libraries which came up all over the state. Reading Day is an important occasion that celebrates the joy and value of reading. It is the perfect occasion to celebrate the power of words. Since Arunachal Pradesh has a low percentage of readership, reading habits will strengthen our learning skills. The public libraries of Arunachal Pradesh are not able to cater to the people in scattered area. The government should take action by making the public library into people's library, by initiating several steps such as the library's operating hours should be convenient to the people. Literature such as poetry, stories, periodicals should be in Arunachal languages and promote and organize reading campaigns in remote areas. If readers can't come to books, books must go to the readers. In Lohit Youth Library Movement, with which we are associated, we are proud to participate in this celebration by promoting reading through various activities such as story reading, storytelling, poem recitation, and skit. These activities are not limited to urban areas, but are also conducted in remote areas to ensure that everyone has the opportunity to benefit from the joy of reading.
यहाँ अनुष्का, राशि, त्रिशा और अर्पिता हमें उठो उठो कह रहे हैं। उठो और शुरू करो। मशहूर कवि सोहनलाल द्विवेदी जी की एक हिंदी कविता हुआ सवेरा उठो उठो।
हम आपके लिए चुनकर लाए हैं सोहनलाल द्विवेदी जी की एक मशहूर कविता हुआ सवेरा उठो उठो। पत्ती डोली चिड़िया बोली हुआ सवेरा उठो उठो। छाई लाली आहा निराली मिटा अंधेरा उठो उठो। आलस त्यागो प्यारे जागो आंखें खोलो उठो उठो। देखो झांकी भारत माँ की जय जय बोलो उठो उठो। जय जय बोलो उठो उठो। जय जय बोलो उठो उठो।
श्रोताओं, आपके कुछ बुजुर्गों को 1919 के दशक में अरुणाचल सरकार के प्राइमरी स्कूल में न्यू डाउन रीडर की एक कविता याद हो सकती है। ऑल चुंग वांग हैड अ फार्म। यह एक पुरानी लोकप्रिय अंग्रेजी लोक कविता है। ईशाना और टीम इसे आपके लिए प्रस्तुत करेंगे।
Hello listeners, here is a very popular old folk song in English. Old Chung Wang had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had a pig, E-I-E-I-O. With an oink oink here and an oink oink there, here an oink, there an oink, everywhere an oink oink. Old Chung Wang had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Old Chung Wang had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a cow, E-I-E-I-O. With a moo moo here and a moo moo there, here a moo, there a moo, everywhere a moo moo. Old Chung Wang had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Old Chung Wang had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a lamb, E-I-E-I-O.
with a baba here and a baba there, here a ba, there a ba, everywhere a baba.
Old Chungwang had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Old Chungwang had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a horse, E-I-E-I-O.
With a nene here and a nene there, here and there and there, everywhere nene.
Old Chungwang had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Old Chungwang had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a cow, E-I-E-I-O. With an oink oink here and a moink oink there, here a moo, there a moo, everywhere a moo moo. Old Chungwang had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. E-I-E-I-O. E-I-E-I-O.
दोस्तों, बहुत पहले सियांग में कोजुम कोजा नाम का एक समाज रहता था। अरुणाचल के मशहूर लेखिका मामांग दाई इसे आपके लिए आसमान की रानी के रूप में लेकर आई है कथा बुक्स द्वारा। आइए सुनते हैं विवेक कुमार को।
नमस्ते, क्या आपने कभी जलपरी देखा है? जलपरी का मांस खाने से क्या होगा? आइए देखते हैं। जब धरती पर जीवन शुरू हुआ उस समय सिर्फ अंत नीला रंग फैला हुआ था। तब कोजुम कोजा नामक एक सभ्यता का जन्म हुआ। कोजुम कोजा लोग बहुत खुश थे क्योंकि हर किसी को खाना काफ़ी अधिक मात्रा में मिल जाता था। उनके बहुत से उत्सव थे और वे हर उत्सव के शुरू होने से पहले शिकार करने या मछली पकड़ने जाते थे। लेकिन एक दिन कोजुम कोजा पर एक बहुत बड़ी मुसीबत आ गई। पीमे का उत्सव था। हमेशा की तरह कोजुम कोजा मछली पकड़ने गए। अचानक उन्हें एक बड़ा सा मछली जैसा प्राणी एक जाल में फंसा मिला। उछलते कूदते वे उसे गांव लेकर आ गए। देखो देखो, उन्होंने बड़ों से कहा, देखो हमने क्या पकड़ा है। बड़ों ने एक नज़र उस विशाल प्राणी पर डाली और बोले, ये तो बीरी बोटे का बेटा बीरी और पोटुंग है। सबको पता था कि बीरी बोटे कौन था। वो सीली सिडोंग नामक एक पानी के साम्राज्य का ताकतवर और बलशाली राजा था। लेकिन नन्हे कोजुम कोजाओं ने फिर भी बीरी और पोटुंग को खाकर खत्म कर दिया। अभी उन्होंने उसे खाना खत्म किया ही था। आगे क्या हुआ जानना हो तो आइए बम्बूसा लाइब्रेरी और पढ़िए आसमान की रानी। प्रस्तुता है मामांग दाई।
एक रेडियो नाटक के लिए सजने संवरने की आवश्यकता नहीं होती। अभी पेश करेंगे राजन स्वंसी, साक्षी, नूरजहान, अंश और गिनमानसो आपके लिए पंचतंत्रा से एक अमर कहानी द फोर फ्रेंड्स, सीबीटी से प्रकाशित पंचतंत्रा की कहानियाँ।
Hello friends, hello everyone. What would you all do if one of your friends goes missing? Here we are with one such story. Let's find out how they tackle with the situation. The four friends. By a lake in a forest, there once lived four friends. One of them was a small brown mouse. He had big black eyes and a long tail. He lived in a snug hole near the edge of the water. The second friend was a jet black crow. He lived on a jamun tree close by. The third was a tortoise. He lived in the lake and was happy. And the fourth was a deer. She had beautiful large eyes, and her golden coat had many white spots. The four were very happy together. They lived peacefully and no one troubled them. One evening, the mouse, the crow, and the tortoise met beside the lake. They were waiting for their friend, the deer. They waited for a long time, but the deer did not come. What could have happened? Asked the mouse, worried.
Perhaps she has been caught in a hunter's trap. He may even have killed her,
said the crow.
We must go and look for our friend. Dear crow, why don't you fly over the forest and see if you can find her?
Asked the tortoise.
Certainly, I shall go at once.
So the crow flew over the forest, looking here and there for the deer. As he flew, he called out,
Where are you, dear? Where are you?
At last, he heard a faint voice in reply.
Help.
It was the deer.
Help!
I am here.
At last, he heard a faint voice in reply. It was the deer.
Help! I am here. Help me.
Oh, there you are, friend. I have been looking for you everywhere.
The crow flew down. He found the deer caught in a hunter's net.
You are trapped. What can I do to help you? Shall I fly back to our friends for help?
Oh, please do something quickly.
So the crow flew back to the lake. When the tortoise and the mouse saw the crow coming, they shouted, "Have you found our friend?"
Have you found the deer?
Yes, my friends. I have. She is in great danger.
The crow then told them how he had found a deer trapped in a hunter's net. The tortoise thought quickly.
The mouse can cut the net with his teeth and set our friend free.
Yes, I can. How shall I get there?
I can easily carry you on my back.
Come on, then let's go. Mouse jumped onto the crow's back. Away the crow flew with the mouse on his back. They soon reached the place where the deer was. The mouse got off the crow's back and began to cut the net with his sharp teeth. Soon the deer was free. She stood up and shook herself. By then the tortoise and reached there, crawling all the way.
Oh, how nice to see you, tortoise.
For a while, the four friends were busy talking about the deer's escape. Suddenly, they heard the sound of someone coming through the forest. Was it the hunter? At once, the crow flew to the top of a tall tree. The mouse hid himself in a hole. The deer ran away. The poor tortoise, however, could not move quickly. Slowly he worked towards a big green bush. The hunter arrived and saw there was nothing under the net.
Ah! The deer has escaped.
And then what happened? If you want to know, please come to Bamboosa Library and read The Four Friends from the book Stories from Panchatantra.
सरोजनी प्रीतम द्वारा रची गई लौट के बुद्धू घर को आया बाल कविता आनंददायक संग्रह है। तो आइए सुनते हैं बुद्धू को अभिषेक कुमार और सुमित्रा द्वारा।
बोल बता क्या तूने खाया? मम्मी ने बुद्धू को डांटा। बुद्धू बोला,
सुबह सवेरे मैंने तो बस खाया चाटा। सब खाते हैं दूध मलाई, सबको मिलती माखन रोटी। तुम ही मुझे जगाया करते, हरदम मेरी खींच के चोटी। आज बना दो जरा मुझे भी आलू का बस एक पराठा।
सोया रहता दिन भर तू तो, जब पढ़ने जाते हैं सारे। खर्राटे भर भर दिखलाता अपनी माँ को दिन के तारे। बड़े सभी हो जाएंगे बस तू ही एक रहेगा नाटा।
पढ़ लिख कर बढ़ते हैं आगे, ला पुस्तक ला मेरी। खा पी कर जाता हूँ पढ़ने, लामा करना देरी।
बस्ता लेकर निकला बुद्धू, करने को अब शेर सपाटा।
जीवा रघुनाथ एक बहुत मशहूर कहानीकार और लेखिका है। वे 2018 में लोहित यूथ लाइब्रेरी आए थे। हमारे रीडर्स काफ़ी भाग्यशाली थे जो उनसे कहानी सुन पाए। यहाँ असिनला क्रोंग जीवा रघुनाथ के एक कहानी पढ़ने जा रही है जो तुलिका किताब द्वारा उनकी पुस्तक स्टोरीज आई लाइक टू टेल से ली गई है।
Hello everyone. Have you ever been tempted by a food that you should not touch? Let me read you one such story. Fish curry, a folktale from Kerala. Gopi and his wife Lakshmi live in a little village in Kerala. One day, Gopi went to the Bhagwati temple, prayed to the goddess, and on his way back stopped at the temple pond. That day, the fish in the pond seemed to look at him and say, "Catch us, take us, cook us, enjoy a delicious meal." He was tempted. Then he remembered that touching anything belonging to the temple was a sin, and he hesitated. But the fish called in his ears, "Catch us, take us, cook us, enjoy a delicious meal." From the fish, his attention turned to bunches of mangoes. He was standing under a mango tree, and the green mangoes seemed to call standing under a mango. From the fish, his attention turned to bunches of mangoes.
He was standing under a mango tree, and the green mangoes seemed to call out to him, "Pluck us, chop us, cook us with fish, and you will have a delicious dish." He couldn't bear it any longer. His stomach wandered there. Patak, patak. He plucked 2 mangoes. Pluck, pluck. He spread his body and caught some fish. Tucking both into it, he ran home. Tingatum, 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 tom. Tuktana, tuktana, tiktana, tom. Fish and mangoes, mango and fish, a curry as delicious as one could wish. Singing happily, he reached his house. "Lakshmi, Lakshmi, look what I have brought." He called out to his wife. He handed her the fish and mangoes. "What did you bring?" "Wah!" Lakshmi rushed off to the kitchen to make fish curry. Pieces of mango, pieces of fish, a bowl of imli, a spoonful of salt, turmeric, coriander, red chili powder, fragrant curry leaves splattering in oil, all mixed to make a curry in a pot, to eat with rice that's steaming hot. Do you think the fish curry was tasty? What happened next? If you want to know, please read the book by Jiva Raghunath, Stories I Like to Tell, Tulika Books.
छुट्टी किसे पसंद नहीं होती। यहाँ युवा साहिल कुमार कवि हेमलता दीपक की एक हिंदी कविता आज हमारी छुट्टी है का पाठ पढ़ने जा रहे हैं। यह सीबीटी किताब चूहा पार्टी जिंदाबाद से है।
टीचर टीचर जल्दी बोलो, आज हमारी छुट्टी है, जल्दी मानो बात हमारी, नहीं तो सबकी कुट्टी है। लो मैं बस्ता रखता हूँ, क ख ग घ पढ़ता हूँ, 1 2 3 में लिखता हूँ, अच्छा बच्चा दिखता हूँ, एक बार बस हंस के बोलो, आज हमारी छुट्टी है। देखो रामू रोता है, सामू सीट पे सोता है, आधी छुट्टी आएगी, अम्मा लड्डू लाएगी, कान में उसके कह डालूंगा, आज हमारी छुट्टी है। टीचर टीचर जल्दी बोलो, आज हमारी छुट्टी है, जल्दी मानो बात हमारी, नहीं तो सबकी कुट्टी है।
दुनिया भर के कई देशों में हाथियों के बारे में मजेदार कहानियां हैं। उन सब से अलग और नया एक कहानी हाथी का पेश करने जा रहे हैं महरूब अहमद। यह कहानी मल्लिका नागराजन द्वारा कथा बुक से ली गई है। द एलिफेंट इन द ट्री।
What would you all do if you meet a strange animal asking for help? Here I am with a story, The Elephant in the Tree, which tells how a little girl helps a strange animal. What would be a strange animal? Let's find out. It was summer. The shiny yellow sun was on full-time duty. Mahi was happily eating mangoes, her favorite fruit. She had reached the seat when a thought popped into her head. What would I do if there were no mangoes? That night, as Mahi was about to go to sleep, she saw a fat little elephant in the tree outside. She stared up and stared. What a strange little elephant it was! It had 7 trunks. As Mahi stared, the elephant jumped right into her room. Aye! Even before Mahi could yell, the elephant had put one of its trunks across her mouth. Shh! Shh! Said the elephant. My name is Erawat. I have come because I need your help. Mahi rubbed her eyes sleepily and said, I want to go back to sleep. Child, said Erawat, his voice gruff and whispery, there is no water in our world. The tree of life which breathes life into all things is sick. Please help me, save her. Mahi thought for a while, then she sat up. How can I help? She asked. You will have to come with me, Erawat said as he gently shoved her into one of his 7 trunks. Oima! Squeaked Mahi as everything around her turned dark. Afraid MVP, she walked and walked and walked to the most amazing world she had ever seen. Everything was brown, the sky, the air, everything. And floating on pale brown clouds stood a tree that must have been beautiful once. But now it had no leaves and no flowers. It looked very sad. said Erawat. We have to work really hard, really fast. One night of yours is equal to 1,000 of our nights. So, if we planting trees right away and watering them, we could make rain and save the beautiful tree of life, said Mahi, clapping her hands. So they set to work, Mahi and Erawat. How do you think Mahi would help the elephant? If you want to know, please read the book Elephant in the Tree.
क्या होगा यदि बंदर स्कूल जाता है? पेश है एक मजेदार हिंदी कविता एकलव्य संग्रह मेरा खाचर डंडा है से बंदर गया स्कूल। आइए सुनते हैं मनीषा और सुमित्रा को इसे सुनाते हुए।
सर जी ने एक बंदर को बुलवाया स्कूल। सर जी ने सवाल पूछा, बंदर गया भूल। सर जी को आया गुस्सा, मार दिया एक रूल। बंदर को भी गुस्सा आया, तोड़ दिया हर रूल। इसी बात पर सर जी ने दिया बंदर को एक फूल। बंदर को ही हुआ पछतावा, की है उसने भूल। अब गलती नहीं करेगा, रो जाएगा स्कूल। अब गलती नहीं करेगा, रो जाएगा स्कूल।
लोक कथाएं अक्सर हमें महत्व सीख देती है कि हमें धरती माँ की देखभाल कैसे करनी चाहिए, जो हमें सब कुछ देती है। तो आइए सुनते हैं अर्पिता से द बिग इनोकी ट्री, जो कि द अर्थ कैरियर्स गाइड टू क्लाइमेट चेंज पुस्तक से ली गई है।
Listeners, do you really love a tree? Do you have an old tree in your campus? Here's a story from Japan, the big old inoki tree. There was once a young man. His name was Satsuma. He lived in a garden that was more beautiful than any that you have ever seen. It had many trees with flowers and birds and fruits, ponds and little lakes, and a tall and spreading inoki tree. The inoki was a very, very old tree. Some people said it was 1,000 years old. Satsuma was a man with a very bad heart. He said, I can't see the sun when I wake up in the morning because of that tree. So he called a lot of men and cut down the tree. Strangely, that day Satsuma fell ill, and from that day on he never came out of his house at all, and there was no one to look after Satsuma's house and garden. One day, a girl Kolti came, saw the tall dark walls of the strange garden that no one ever went to. She boldly walked into the cold, unhappy place. She spoke to trees. She touched them with loving hands. Days and years went by. Tikem went to the garden every day. Slowly, people in the village saw a strange thing. A small inoki tree growing in the place of the old inoki. Every year, as if by magic, the tree grew and grew and grew. Soon, the birds and the bees came back, so did the flowers and fruits on the trees in the garden. Soon, children of the village played happily in the butterfly garden. And then what happened? To know more, please come to Bamboosa Library and read The Big Old Inoki Tree from the book The Earth Carrier's Guide to Climate Change by Katha Books.
क्या होगा अगर एक अनजान हाथी अचानक हमारे गांव में आ जाए? ये कविता एकलव्य किताब मेघ की छाया से ली गई है। इसके लेखक है अतनु रॉय, जिसे पेश करने जा रहे हैं पूजा और उनका साथी। तो आइए सुनते हैं हाथी आया गांव में।
हाथी आया गाँव में, हाथी आया, सब चिल्लाए गाँव में। उपले पात रही थी काकी बोली, देखो देखो हाथी। काका दौड़ा दौड़ा आया, अरे महावत हाथी लाया। लगी बताने बूढ़ी दादी, बड़े दिनों में आया हाथी। हाथी आया गाँव में, बच्चे देख रहे हाथी को, दूर खड़े हो छाओ में, दूर खड़े हो छाओ में। दूर खड़े हो छाँव में।
Listeners, Arunachal can never become a reading society unless we start reading books in our mother languages. So we conclude this Bal Jagat with a special poem for you all in our mother language, Mishmi Kaman. The poem is I Will Fly, a beautiful poem by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He had translated it into English from a 13th century Persian language poet Jalaluddin Rumi. And Dr. Kalam says, education is the wing for us to fly. Here is Asinla Krong reciting I Will Fly in Mishmi Kaman language.
Ki fyung mi, ki ashut tum ka lat lae, ki kasat tasar takam tum ka lat lae, ki sum tanat kano ka lat lae, ki chaufa ka lat lae, ki sum kandam ka lat lae, ki krong nak ka lat lae, vantafi, ki takru kang mai, ki wai krong kam, ki fyung mi byo.
Listeners and friends, hope you enjoyed this Bal Jagat program. So continue to promote your reading. Do make a habit of visiting regularly Bamboosa Library or any library nearest to your home. Happy reading!
श्रोताओं, अभी आप सुन रहे थे बाल जगत कार्यक्रम के अंतर्गत नेशनल रीडिंग डे के विषय पर विभिन्न स्कूल बच्चों के द्वारा कार्यक्रम। इस कार्यक्रम में भाग ले रहे थे टीसीएम स्कूल के बच्चे, पुलिस वेलफेयर स्कूल के बच्चे और केंद्रीय विद्यालय के बच्चे। और इस कार्यक्रम के संचालिका थी मिस बानिका क्री।